Hey everyone, welcome to Twitch Talk, the podcast that showcases up and coming streamers, giving them a platform of discoverability and a way for you, the viewer, to get to know more about them. Tonight, in our third episode, is our guest, MrVenjok. MrVenjok, introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your channel. Let them get to know you a little bit.
Well, as writer pronounced, it's MrVenjok, which a lot of people do have a little bit of difficulty with the name. It's definitely a unique one. I always get the question, where did I come up with it? And I owe it all to WoW. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and it was a randomly generated name, and I felt that it was unique, different, and I would probably be able to have that on any platform that I needed a username for. So I stuck with it. I'm 32. Uh, Life has been a huge roller coaster for me, but something that I've always had steady for me has been gaming. Loved gaming. And for me, it all started off with Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past for the Super Nintendo. And I was 5 years old when I played that, and like I said, I'm 32 now, and games have been a part of my life for a really, really long time. And there's things you can do in video games that you can't do in real life when you're disabled. And being disabled has been a big part of my life too. Having Crohn's disease and ankylosing spondylitis since I was 12. So, sometimes people, I look fine on the outside, but this disease is an immune system disease. Both of them are, and they, my own body's defenses turn around and attack good cells in my body, causing, a bunch of damage, inflammation mainly. And, gaming has been a way for me to get out there, meet people, um, and have fun for once.
That is awesome. I knew you had a disability because I've been in your streams and you've mentioned it before. I didn't know exactly what it was. I'd never caught what it was. So I mean that's got to be really rough to live with. It looks like you're doing great though on most things. I mean, like you said, the physical side, like on the outside, it looks real good. But I mean, uh, the fact that you seem to be taking it really well in stride is really awesome. Um, I love the fact that you said that it came from a WoW random name generator. That your name. That cracks me up because I'm a avid WoW. I mean, I got anybody who's seen my stream sees the Horde flag waving in the background. I'm a big WoW fan, so I've gotta ask: were you Alliance or Horde? And there is a wrong answer, but I'll let you answer.
For the Horde.
Uh,
Loktar Ogar for the Horde.
all right, we already got the plus sign points. All right, good.
Hmm.
If you were gonna say Alliance, I was all right. Interview over. We're done. We're
I've played many characters. I've never played an Alliance character.
I can't say the same. I've dabbled in the Alliance just because it's fun to kind of have a change of scenery sometimes, but I always migrate back to the Horde. Um, so I gotta ask though, what was your main class in WoW? Do you still play it currently?
Currently no, because well, I'm in my second marriage, and well, we can say WoW had a big effect on my first one. So, I mean, for me though, it was a healer. I always like to be, the support class, the one there that like, you could be the strongest warrior in the game, but you're not getting through a raid without a healer. And I've always, liked to be
Agreed.
healing, helping. I played a resto shaman, a troll resto shaman. And that's how like when Venjok popped up, I'm like, dude, that fits the troll character so perfectly. Because at the time, you have Vol'jin as the tribe, and then, later on he becomes, the war chief and everything for the horde. and their whole V's and J's and everything in their names. I felt like it fit, and that was the main one. But I did have one character that I did before that one, and it was a rogue, an assassination rogue, and I wasn't good at DPS, and I was horrible at tanking. Like I was just horrible at tanking. But no, lately I've been sticking to a lot of my single player RPGs. Um, I just finished Hogwarts Legacy, 100% completion. It was a lot of fun.
Heck yeah.
I'm a huge Harry Potter universe fan. Me and my daughter, we've seen all the movies probably 100 times. And in middle school, the first time I ever went on a date ever was to Harry Potter movie when it came out. So
That's awesome. I actually,
yes.
I'm playing through Hogwarts Legacy right now. Actually, off stream. I tried playing it on stream, and I don't know why. I started to migrate to something else, but but I did. I am playing it off stream. It's a very fun game. Kudos to 100%ing it. That's a lot of content to go through.
Yeah, it took a month and a half streaming it. My streams usually last between 5 and 8 hours, 5 times a day, and it took a month and a half to do.
Jeez.
So
So to kind of get back to your channel in general, you said gaming's been a part of your life. Your first game, Zelda, Link to the Past, big respect there. That's awesome. Oh, is that a real tattoo there?
yes, that's real.
That is awesome.
I mean, nothing professional or nothing, because that's just a whole other chapter in my life. And I also did the game over too, and a lot of people, oh, you think you're a bat? No, it's nothing like that. It's like I grew up in an era when you died, you got a game over, not a respawn.
Right. Yeah, I still remember like the original Zelda for the NES. Like you'd have three
Mm-hmm.
lives. You go, or no, not even three lives. I think it was just you died. If you
Yeah.
died, it was just game over, and you're at the very beginning of the game.
Yep.
Ugh, permadeath was real. Um, so going into your channel though, and going from being a gamer doing Zelda and WoW and things like that, what made you want to go into the world of streaming?
um, listen, my account at this time is a little over 8 years old now, and I've been watching streamers for a long time, and it's been something I've wanted to do, but just life never for me was at a stable enough point to where I could be like, this is something I can invest my time in, until about around October 21 is when I did my October 2nd, 2021. I did my first stream ever, and it was actually off of a mobile device, this phone right here, actually. And it was actually Pokemon Unite, when Pokemon Unite came out for the mobile, and Twitch started, like, that mobile streaming.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I'm getting back on my feet. I wasn't in an exactly stable place, but I was in a place where I could be like, I can get out there, I can get a little bit of content out there, show some supports, network. So whenever I do go all in, I can, have some decent growth and, get where I would like to be. And I can tell you it's a lot different from being a gamer to a streamer.
Yeah, absolutely. I get your point on that.
Yeah, like a lot of people think that, oh, I can be a streamer, I can just turn my stream on, go live, play my game, and make money. Or be famous. And I mean, that's just not the case. Gaming, you can sit there and you can zone in, leave everything else out, and focus on what's right in front of you. But streaming is totally different. Honestly, to me, streaming really doesn't have much to do with gaming. For me, in my opinion, streaming is more a line of entertainment, comedy, acting, things like that, you know? Because, I mean, when people come in, yeah, some people like to watch the gameplay and stuff like that, but most people stay or come back because they enjoy the person who, the person who's doing the gaming, the person who's entertaining them, making them laugh, and stuff like that. And I found, humor has been another thing big in my life. My dad was always, he may have been what he was, but he's always, goofy. And my grandmother was, and all that. And I was kind of the class clown in school. So, I figured, like in WoW, I always like to be that support character and to help one another, and making someone smile and making someone laugh can really change the outlook of their day that they're having.
That's I agree with absolutely everything that you just said. I I think that a lot of people, like you said, they think that getting into streaming, it's a lot of people say, "Oh, it's just simply hit and go live button. You just play the game, man. That's all you gotta do." No, it's really not, and
Mm-mm.
it's something that a lot of streamers that's why a lot of small streamers quit shortly afterwards, because they realize it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of research and networking and really putting in the extra effort to really try to grow. And it's, I mean, I myself have had those same growing pains. I'm sure you have too,
Oh
trying to
yeah.
figure out um what works, what doesn't work, things like that, and kind of changing up your content as you go along. You mentioned that you had, a lot of different things going into streaming, that you were trying to make sure your life was, in order. Once you got
Mhm.
going though, what were some of, like, can you think of any of, like, the biggest challenges that you personally had whenever you started out streaming, or while you've been streaming, like your biggest challenges?
Um, for me, honestly, it was knowing that people were watching me. Like, it's like I know what streaming is, I've watched streaming for almost 6 years before I gave it a go, and I was never good at public speaking. I get nervous, I get anxiety, so streaming was definitely a little something out of my comfort zone. And I think, like, that was definitely my biggest challenge. And honestly, after that, I'd have to say, like, financially, because I mean, a lot of some of this equipment is I mean, heck, even just for your everyday consoles, for console streamers, it takes an investment
Yep,
for sure.
absolutely.
But yeah, definitely. Besides that, that top one is the social anxiety, public speaking, that kind of stuff. It was a big obstacle to overcome. I mean, at home and that, my kids know me as, I'm the goofy dad that likes to run around and joke with them, and my wife's always, I'm her butthead or goofball, or you know, yeah, and it's just,
Your wife's in a lot of your streams too, isn't she? She's a big supporter of your streaming.
yeah, yeah. She's in almost every stream. You know, they got that the wise bot ranking system, and she is number one, well ahead of anybody else. And ever since day one, every time she's like, "When are you going live?" So I know to have you, you know, pulled up. She was the first person I modded. You know, and she actually goes out and supports some of the people who support me because you know she's thankful. You know, she's grateful that you know, and she wants to show these people that you know, like it's not just me behind this in front of this camera. You know, for me, it's a whole family behind it all. You know, it's me, my wife, my son, my daughter. Like they all support what I do, and you know, my wife's and everyone she mods for me. My son, you know, when now that it's summertime, he's in a lot of mine. My daughter, she, you know, she comes in, and now that I have her, you know, for the summertime, for you know the visit, so she comes in, and you know, she'll come in and sit down next to me and everything, and you know, it's a lot of fun. It really is. It's definitely something that's kind of like brought you know, all of us. It's a family thing. It is most definitely a family thing for the Venjok channel. You know, my wife is Lady Venjok. My life is, you know, her name's Lady Venjok. My, you know, my daughter's Little Venjok.
That's awesome.
You know,
Uh, so yeah, yeah. I know your wife's jumped into some of my streams a couple times. I've caught her in there, and she's came in and jumped in and been like, "Hey, what's up?" But I'm like, "Oh, look who it is."
yeah,
Um, you know, with her having a Twitch channel and her being such a big supporter, have you two ever thought of doing collaboration streams like where you guys are both on stream? I know that there are a few streamers in the circle of community that me and you are a part of that do those kind of things with their significant others. I've been getting pressure myself to have my wife on my streams. Um, so like, have you ever thought of going down that road, having her on the stream?
she's actually going to start streaming, I believe, in August. After
Oh.
she's got to have some dental surgery and everything. She also has, you know, some medical issues as well.
Mhm.
And, you know, in mid July, she's got to have some dental surgery and that. And then after that, while she's healing, I'm going to work with her, setting up her channel and everything. And she said that she's gonna start too. And you know, she likes a lot of the classics like Donkey Kong, Crash Bandicoot. Honestly, a lot of the games that you know our mutual friend Poca plays
Yeah,
is
okay. I was just thinking
probably
the
gonna
same thing.
be yeah, is probably gonna be the same with her.
Heck yeah.
She's a big Pokemon fan. Every day when she takes me to do my treatments, she's Pokemon Go. You know, every morning.
I could not. I tried that. I couldn't do it. But kudos to her. Like that's awesome. You're definitely gonna have to let us know whenever she's up and running because I will definitely be there. That would be awesome.
I can't wait. I'm excited for her. Like she's it's gonna be something out of her comfort zone as well. So
Oh, I can imagine. It's out of everybody's comfort zone. Like you said, it's one of those things. Like it's so different because like the biggest growing pain that I ever had was when you start streaming. Like whenever you're playing the game by yourself, you're not talking, like you're just playing the game. You might be like, oh fuck, or something like that, but like
yeah.
something along those lines, but like you're not talking constantly, you're focusing, you're mad focusing. Whereas the biggest hurdle in streaming is to keep talking, to always be engaging, to not have dead air, and if there's dead
Yeah.
air, then you've got a problem. So like, yeah, it's gonna be very fun to see her journey start and see all that go. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah, like I said, like after this year and a half, man, of building up this community behind me, I know that she's definitely gonna have a better start than I did.
Yeah. So out of curiosity, you've been streaming for, you said, about a year and a half now.
Hmm.
In that year and a half, do you have any like favorite streaming moment? Like, did you have this like one moment while streaming that you were like, this is pinnacle, top tier, oh my god, this is amazing, kind of moment?
Um. Well, they let's see. I got talked into doing a subathon, and I've never been. I'm still a small, relative. I'm a small streamer, like way compared to some of these people, and I never thought about doing a subathon before. Like I'm like, oh, that's for people with like,
The
you know,
thousands and thousands, and
yeah, and but I planned it out, and we had a lot of different fun stuff. Like I had the my nasty taste in beans.
yeah, we've all been down that road.
Right. Um, and then after so many, we I would take a mark. We had markers. I had names written all over my body. I had painted fingernails. Let's
This is
see.
awesome.
Oh, it was a blast, and just the way the community like wrapped together, because the whole reason for the subathon was, like I said, I'm disabled. I'm on a fixed income, and anyone out there who knows or is on a fixed income, you know, there's no extra money. It pays your bills, which I am absolutely grateful for. But when you have kids and they look at you and all their friends are doing cool stuff like going to amusement parks or getting new consoles or going to Disney World or stuff like that, and vacations, it's as a father, as a parent, it's a knife to the heart to have to look at your kids who, especially like my two kids are great. I couldn't ask for better kids, and they do very well in school. They're well mannered. They do chores. They help out. They're loving. They're caring. They get along with everybody, and it's hard to sit there and have to explain to them at a young age that you know things things aren't always sunshine and rainbows in life, and
Yeah, and that's hard for
the
kids to really grasp. But money is
yeah,
a concept that kids don't get really until they get older.
exactly.
So I definitely know what you mean. I have the same issues as well. I definitely get it. It's but I mean, how old did you say your kids were though?
My son is my son's 13, and my daughter is 9 now, but she'll be 10 in a couple days.
Okay, so they're
Saturday, like,
getting old
yeah,
enough to where they're starting to kind of figure it out and
yeah,
realize what's going on and everything, and realize that hey, it just sometimes money's tight. It is what it
yeah,
is. But I mean that's good though, because the thing is a lot of the thing in today's generation, and I think you'll agree with me on this. In today's generation, a lot of kids are handed a lot of stuff, so
oh,
you know the
yeah,
fact that they're learning at a young age that you know money matters, the dollar matters, that when they get older they're gonna bring those values with them, hopefully, that like, hey, you know we don't want to struggle. We want to make sure that we hold our money together, and they don't have those same difficulties. At least as a fellow parent, that's kind of what I wish, is that my parents have, or that my kids have a better life than I do.
Yes, yeah. And the whole event was to raise up funds because I get my daughter 2 months out of the year during the summer. Me and my ex-wife live over 1,000 miles away from each other. So it's not like I could just drive down and get her every weekend. And so during the summer I wanted to do something special, and we raised, and I say we because it's not me, it's the community, and we raised enough money to do a few special things this summer with the kids that they still don't know about. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and for sure there'll be pictures and everything. I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. But that moment right there, when for the first time streaming, I reached out and kind of asked my community for a little assistance, and they came through so big for me. And it was like, that right there was like, this, I love this, because one thing, there's a lot of negativity in the world. There really, really is. And to be able to find such positivity on a platform like this, that you know, growing up, my generation, the generation before me, everything was outside, and you got the people in that age, in those generations, like, oh, you're online all the time, you're wasting your life away, and everything like that,
Yeah,
and it's like, you know,
I still hear that.
I. I do too. Like, oh, you need to get out more, and I'm like, for one, I don't, I don't like getting out. Like,
I don't want to touch grass. It feels weird.
right? I mean, I walk around with a cane. My hips are misplaced from my AS, and it hurts. Like, I don't like getting out. I got a nice comfy chair that I can sit in, and I can hang out with all the people I want. You know?
Yeah, yeah. It's almost as if I'm talking to myself on that. Yeah, like people be. I've heard it my whole life too. So yeah, I definitely get
Mm-hmm.
what you're saying there. Like, uh, it's a lot more accepted than when me and you, because you're the same age I am. When we were
Mm.
kids, gaming culture, we were the nerds, man. Like, you
Oh
know,
yeah,
we were the
I bet.
nerds. We were the
And
outcasts.
and back then it really wasn't video games. It was like Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yes,
I mean, I played a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh,
same.
Magic the Gathering, Dungeons and Dragons,
Yep.
you know, and we was all hanging out either like in a friend's basement or at like the local park under a gazebo and stuff, playing Pokemon, and we'd have, or Yu-Gi-Oh, and we'd have our little cards, or Beyblades was a big thing too.
Oh my god, I forgot about Beyblades.
Right. Beyblades, Bakugan, Pokemon. Then like the big game though was Game Boy. The Pokemon, man, and we'd have the cords out and we'd be trading Pokemon and battling and
Heck yeah, but
mm,
that's what I'm saying is like it's came a long way since when we were
yeah.
kids. Like a lot of people attribute it to like the Big Bang Theory making it popular and stuff. And honestly, I just think it's more of the fact that um I think COVID helped a lot. People got bored, they got stuck inside, so then they were like, "Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna play video games."
Well,
And
I think another thing with COVID is, I think all in all, COVID for that year, man, it really helped people connect with technology more.
yep,
And it helped make technology a more regularly accepted thing, and people finally got to see some of the good benefits of having technology. I mean, you couldn't go to Walmart and go shopping or nothing. You get online and order your groceries.
yep.
I still do that. Like, I'm not going to Walmart to go grocery shopping. I'm a Walmart Plus member. They're going to deliver my stuff, and I get and I get 2% cash back. You know,
And you
like
get to save the gas.
exactly. You
Jeez,
know,
I gotta look that
and
up. That sounds like a good deal.
yeah, Walmart Plus members, you get 2% cash back. And look,
Incoming sponsorship.
it ain't, you know, I'm on welfare. I get food assistance, and you still get 2% cash back when you spend food assistance at Walmart.
Shoot, I'm gonna look this up.
That 2% cash back helps me get my toiletries.
Right.
You know, my dish soap, my laundry soap, my, you know, all the things that, like, it helps, especially for people in situations like me. I mean, we spent $100 on Walmart Plus for 1 year and 2% cash back. Within that year, we've gotten back over 360. So it pays for itself.
Absolutely. I'm gonna have to look this up. That sounds like a good deal. Um, so you said you watch Twitch channels for like 6 years prior to starting streaming. So I can't help but think you probably take a lot of inspiration from a lot of different streamers you've watched over the years. Not maybe not like mimicking them, but do you have any Twitch streamers over the years that you've watched that you kind of like? They're kind of like inspirations, even if they're small streamers or anything. Like for me, I've always been a big proponent of streamers like Asmongold, who are very real, very authentic on how they act. Um, and so that's how I kind of act. I don't know if there's any big inspirations in the streaming community, big or small, that you kind of draw from whenever you started streaming or as you've grown as a streamer.
Oh man. Like honestly, a lot of things I did when I first began, I looked at it as like, why do I want to copy anybody or do, but then like lately, oh, I'd say over the past 3 months, because like last November, I had a falling out with a community and Discord, and I was gonna end streaming. And February, I went to, I was in the hospital for a flare up of my Crohn's. I was a small bowel obstruction. And while I spent those 2 weeks in the hospital, I was looking, I was watching some of my friends that I used to, and a friend of mine sent me a link to a new community. When I got out, I joined them, and they was saying, get out there, meet people, and I did. And they was like, it's okay to see what somebody else is doing and not exactly copy it, but put a own little spin on it. And Polka definitely has been one of those
Yes,
people.
absolutely. I've been trying so hard to get her on this dang interview thing. She's being stubborn about it. I'm gonna wear her down.
Right.
But no, I 100% agree. I'm very blatant on the fact that I steal stuff from Poca.
Yeah. I mean, if, and I mean, just because it works for her doesn't mean it's going to work for us. You
Right,
gotta, just like if you see someone doing something and you could copy it exactly, doesn't mean it's going to work for you. You
right,
gotta put your own pizzazz into it,
right,
or it's not gonna be you, and it's not gonna work.
right.
And I don't know, like I've always been sarcastically funny, and um been like mimic, like, and I'm not good at, like, I can't do, like, oh, what do they call that? It's like copying someone's voice or something. Like, I can't do that. I'm not good at that.
Imitations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imitations, yes. No, but I can be like, I don't know if you remember those old, like, infomercials and stuff that they used to have at night. I don't know if they still have them on because I go to bed early. But um man, that guy would be on TV and he'd like this
ShamWow.
is the product you need. And like,
Yes.
and it's like, I got my merch store set up for the first time and I had it pop and it popped up. And, I just do silly stuff, like, and just stuff like that, and, the dancing. Like, I'm not good at it, not one bit, but I like to do it. I like to sing, I like to dance, I like to be silly, and watching Poca just do it without any, like, there's no hesitation, she's boom on it.
Yep.
Like, it's instant, it's her, it's genuine, and that right there, seeing that, I was like, you know what, I need to be more me.
Absolutely.
I was
100%.
being, I was being what I thought I was being what I thought people wanted me to be, and it wasn't going nowhere.
Yep.
And then I finally, I've seen her, oh, Salty Squid is another one. Call Me for a Good One, Wreck It Broad. A lot of members in that the Rock Discord community, and then from there I spread out, and it's just Matty Pace is another one.
Oh my gosh, I met him just for the first time the other day, and I was blown
Real,
away by his channel.
he's amazing. I love Matty, and I met him for the first time a month ago, and he's probably one of my biggest inspirations. Matty Pace for sure.
I definitely see that. Like, I spent about, it was right before I went live one day. I just happened to click on a stream, and I had followed him forever ago. I don't remember from when, but I clicked on a stream because I saw I was live, and I was just intending to lurk, and I got drawn in, and I was in there for
Mm-hmm.
like a good 30 minutes or so, just watching this guy freestyle, rap, sing, just straight up, just be off the cuff. I'm like, this guy has more energy in one little pinky than I do in all day.
Yeah, for real. And just him and his inspiration, like, some of the things he does, his inspire me, channel redeem, his give somebody a compliment, these are all things, like, I don't do none of those or anything like that, but it gives you ideas.
Yep.
And commands too, like stream elements commands, chat commands, stuff like that. Like, I used to have none at all, and I went into the noof and seen some of his commands, and I taught myself how to write commands. I learned the stream elements, variables and functions, and I write my own commands now.
That's
And
one thing I'm gonna have to look into how to do, because I don't have it either.
yeah, they definitely allow chat to be a little more interactive, even if you're, say you do have a little bit of dead air, like if you're really focusing on a boss battle, or you're trying to complete a puzzle. Like, I'm playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom that just come out.
Yep.
Huge game, and it's got a lot of just running around and exploring. The shrines are all different kind of puzzles, and sometimes when you're sitting there focusing on the puzzle, you do get a little bit of dead air. But if you got these commands or these channel redeems that are clever and funny, it helps you.
Right.
It's a tool to help you keep your chat interacting.
Well, this kind of caveats to another one of the last few questions we've got here, because we're almost to the end of the interview here. But I always ask the person I'm interviewing, you've been doing this for a year and a half. You have over 1,000 followers. You have, on average, anywhere from 20 to 35 viewers at any given time, and growing, that by what I see. Anytime I see you live, I've never seen you have a bad stream where you're only sitting there with like two people or one person. You always have a filled chat of people talking. So you have kind of seen a little bit of a measure of success at this in the year and a half. You are slowly growing, and it's a grind.
Oh
If
yeah.
you met someone who is just starting to stream, what would be the biggest advice you would give someone to find success in streaming?
Um, man, it's hard to pick just, it's hard to pick because there's so many different things. The biggest thing I'd say is be ready for hard work. Be ready to put some work into it because it's not something that's just easy. Success is never easy. Being successful at anything, work has to be put into it. It's a universal law. Like, you can't get something that you haven't put out. Like, nothing comes to you unless you put something out. And I just, and keep moving forward too. You're gonna have bad days. I know you just said like, dude, I have bad days. I just had a stream 2 days ago with an average of 7. You know, it happens, and don't let those days get you down because if you are you put in the work and you put your community first, those are some very big tools for success. I would also, one of the biggest things that has helped me out is find your niche, find what makes you unique. Because if you're out there doing what everybody else does, you won't stand out. In order for one to be irreplaceable, one must be different. One must stand out. And it's hard to do when you got millions of people on there doing, the same thing you're doing.
Right.
But if you're out there having fun with a smile on your face, laughing, having a good time, whether it's to 4 people or 40 people, something's gonna hit, something's gonna click.
That is some sound advice. I like every bit of that. So when do you say what is your schedule, your streaming schedule, so that listeners are aware of when you're live?
Um, well, I'm on the East Coast of the U.S., so all my times are Eastern Standard. But I do this full time. It's Monday through Friday at noon. The only time you won't find me live at noon is if I'm having some kind of issue with my health and I'm not feeling well. And if that happens, I usually update on Twitter. Twitter is the main, like, I don't have my own Discord community. I'm not looking to run my own Discord community anytime soon. Um, Usually, if I'm updating people, it's on Twitter. But yeah, Monday through Friday at noon Eastern is usually when I go live, and that's when I like to. Yeah, that's another thing. You got to research your time too. You have to research when you go live. I made a big mistake for a long time, for probably the first year that I was streaming. So I'm gonna go back to the advice thing.
Yeah.
Definitely research on Twitch the category you're streaming, when that category has a ratio of views to streamers that is optimal. And if, like me, I'm in a Discord community called The Rock, and that's this is well, I'm in 32 discords, but one of the main ones that I share viewership with is The Rock, and a lot of these people hold about the same views that I do. And if you are sharing these viewers with these people and all of these people are alive,
Right.
it's probably not a good idea to go live.
Right. That definitely makes sense. Yeah. I'm part of Kingdom and Clowns and Clutch World, and yeah, a lot of my
Mhm.
viewers are their viewers, so I definitely see what you're saying there. Especially like a key one is like Joker Dad. Me and him go live
Mhm.
about the same time every time. So like we're always it's always a toss up on which one of us is gonna get the viewers, and
Mhm.
so like yeah, absolutely accurate statement there for people to take to heart. Um, well, I mean, I think that is pretty much all I've got for you, Venjok. But guys, you know, I have at the bottom of the screen here twitch.tv/slash MrVenjok. Make sure you go in there. If you haven't already followed him, if you haven't already subbed to him, if you haven't already checked him out, go check him out. I'm gonna put his link in the description below as well. Um, Benjak, I really appreciate you coming on. I know it's been some doing trying to come up with a time for us to actually do this because my schedule's crazy and yours is crazy and it's just been a mess. So I'm glad we finally managed to sit down and get this done. I appreciate you coming on. Do you have any last minute words for the viewers, anything like that?
Um, Actually, yeah. Whether or not like you're going like whether or not you're doing something like streaming or something like that. Um, One of my biggest things I always tell people, life is very short in the aspect of things, the universe, all of it. Cherish all the little moments in life. Hold them in. All the past is what made you today. And what you do today is going to make you who you are tomorrow. Don't ever let fear dictate the decisions you make. And remember to be yourself and live life the way you want to live it because it's your life.
I like it. That is a good note to end on, guys. Um Mr. Venjak, thanks a lot for coming on, man. I do appreciate it a ton. Um
Oh, thank you, man. For real, I love doing stuff like this. I love just if it can help somebody out, if somebody hears this and is like having, a rough time, not just in Twitch, but maybe life, and they hear this, and you're like, you know what? All right, like, I mean, that's what it should all be about.
Absolutely. All right, man. Well, you hear it here first, guys. Live life to the fullest. We will definitely see you guys in the next one. I don't know who we're gonna have on next. We'll have to figure that out. Um, but again, guys, check the description down below. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. But check the description down below. That's the main point of this whole series that I'm doing on this channel is to showcase streamers like MrVenjok here and like the others we've had on, so that you guys can get to know the people behind the channel and know what gets them started. Either you're a listener or you're looking to get into streaming yourself. These are people who are succeeding, who are moving up the chain, and MrVenjok is one of them as well as the others. So definitely check him out. Check the link below. Go on, hang out with him. He's a genuine article. Venjak, again, thanks for coming on, man. I will catch everybody in the next one. Peace out.